Let's see. Oh, I've been live for 20 seconds. My bad. So I just give me a minute. I'm trying to get everything together. Let's see. So I wanted to. I had a whole nother, thumbnail and everything we wanted to talk. Oh, we had a minute already. That's crazy. I had a whole nother thumbnail planned or whatever because I want to talk about a lot of important stuff today. But I had to show respect. Be honest, I know it might sound funny to some people, but yeah, of course the dog didn't make the token, but um, Kabosu, I think that's how you say his name, the dog known for Doge and Shiba, made a lot of people money. Um, Brought a lot of people into crypto, and to be honest, like I know this might sound crazy, but it's almost like the dog is almost like the Michael Jordan of retail investing. Like it made a lot of people who didn't know anything about investing, period, crypto, um, a lot of money. I'll probably say, I don't know, I haven't done the numbers, but I'll probably say more money than people even in the GameStop craze or whatever. Because I remember Doge when Doge was still in the bear market, a lot of people were talking about it, passing around talking about it on Reddit, all kinds of places. And I know people were like leaving Forex and investing in crypto for the first time. They got Doge. Um, just a lot of people. A lot of people made a lot of money off of Doge. So I mean, it's like you got to show respect. Plus, I mean, I love animals, but no, seriously, I know it might seem like a joke, but you really have to show respect. The dog passed away this morning. Somebody asked me if I was saying the meme coin was dying. That's not what I was saying. The actual dog uh, that started Doge and Shiba actually passed away. So gotta show some respect. So I was like, let me make that the thumbnail. But I will say I do have a lot of important stuff to talk about this morning. Um, some stuff I usually don't talk about, but we gonna it's like important stuff that we need to talk about. I didn't get all my stuff in order here, but we gonna start where we start. Hopefully, go ahead and get your comments and questions into the you get your comments and questions into the chat and stuff, and we'll get to those. Um, so yeah. So rest in peace, crypto icon Kabusu, the Doge meme dog, which like I said also called Shiba too, because it's a Shiba Inu. But anyway, respect. Right now, this almost got into the topic that I want to get into later. We're gonna get there though. But I don't know if you see it didn't quite touch it, but um for one, I know I ramble a lot. I talk a lot, so I haven't went back and found it. But if you've been watching the channel, I did kind of call this. We didn't really touch 72. I've been saying for like 3 or 4 months now. I was like, I feel like we're gonna go up to 72. Well, really like 2 months. I've been saying, I feel like we go up to 72 and come back down to 67. But here's what I said. I feel like with all this news and stuff going on, we were going to go up to 72,000 and come back to 67, which we did do. And I said after that, we could probably be seeing up from there. But for one, it didn't quite play out exactly the way I thought it was. For one, we didn't really touch 72. And I was saying after we hit some shorts where we can go up to 74 and then come down to 67, then it's up. But I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff later. Even though I try not to talk about trading and levels and kind of stuff, because I really try to make my channel so everybody can understand it. So I try not to get too deep into trading and get people focused on the wrong thing. But some of this stuff is important. So I'm going to talk about it later, and I'm going to tell you why I think what I think is going to happen is going to happen. So we'll get to that later. But anyway, this is where we at. I know a lot of people like I said, a lot of people talking about we're going to 85, 90,000 immediately. I never thought that was going to happen. I expressed that before. And so I'm going to talk about some, we don't talk about trading much. We'll talk about trading levels, not trading the tokens, but you got to watch the trading levels and kind of get an understanding of where the market may go. I mean, obviously, we never know. But anyway, I'll talk about all that later. I don't want to get into that now. As of yesterday, the Bitcoin inflows. BlackRock had 90 million in flow. Fidelity had 20 million in flow. Invesco had 2 million. Wisdom Tree went on a lunch break. They didn't have anything. Then you had Van Eck with 9.5 million. Then you had DeFi US went on vacation. They didn't have any inflows. You got ARK Invest with 2 million. Then you got Bitwise. They went to the bathroom. Zero inflow as well. Franklin US just went to sleep. They didn't have any inflows either. Then you got Grayscale. They had 13.7 outflows negative. So altogether, I didn't calculate this up, but it's starting back up for a while. None of them was really having any inflows. It was really low inflows. But it's people feeling more bullish around the Ethereum ETF news, which I'm also going to talk about in a minute. I'm going to talk a lot around that. I feel like lately, to be honest, for the last 1 to 2, even maybe 3 weeks, because the market was so bearish, it was not almost anything to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about today. And like I said, make sure you get your questions and comments and concerns and all that good stuff in the chat. I don't want to talk about this one for too long, but I will just so people kind of get an understanding of what the sentiment of the market is. Like I always say, my point of view is not just the only important thing. It's how the market thinks. And the market is very controversial on this whole thing, but everybody's been talking about what they think the next ETF will be or whatever, and people been speculating, saying even Solana. I'm bullish on Solana. I think they got a lot of partnerships, a lot of people are working with them or whatever. So they could be, they could be one of the next ones. But what a lot of people are saying, Bitcoin has CME futures, Ethereum has CME futures. No other crypto assets have CME futures. The prevailing notion today among Bitcoiners is that the ETH ETF means we will get endless crap coins. ETFs is nonsense. Or for the people who was on the bullish side, like, they trying to, like we about to get 5 more ETFs to both sides. This is something that is true. Like no other crypto assets do have CME futures, and it seems like it's a prerequisite, at least to get in the ETF or whatever. They're not just about to start popping out ETFs back to back. I feel like a lot of people are trying to promote it as if, it's about to be 5, 10 more ETFs like in the next 2-3 months. Like probably not in the short term. Even though I am bullish on thinking that Solana could get an ETF. I told you time before, when I sell my Solana, whatever I sell it in this bull run, I'm gonna buy some more back in the bear market, because a lot of these layer 1s, layer 2s, and even a lot of the blue chip projects, sometimes they don't keep developing. Sometimes they disappear. Like I keep saying, I saw somebody saying like, "Oh, don't worry, they got developments or whatever." But there's the ones that fell off last cycle. Like I keep saying, EOS, Teller, Elrond still act like they're trying to do something with Multiverse X, but some of these they just never really come back. I don't feel like Solana's going to be one of those ones. It's not going to be like it's here this cycle, the next cycle we won't hear from it to see it again. So I'm definitely going to pick some more of that up in the bear market. But like I said, it doesn't mean like they're going to pop out a Solana ETF next week or whatever. So he is right about that. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can get this. I didn't have these all in order. Hold on. Wait, where's the? Hold on, y'all. All right, let me just go ahead and talk about what the topic is. I talked about it yesterday, but like I said, so just like the same way, I see people arguing that it's going to be different, but I don't think it's going to be that much different about the fact that Grayscale, just like they had the Bitcoin Trust, they have the Ethereum one, and so when these things do start trading, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but let me say this. Number one, they haven't started trading yet. The Ethereum ETFs has not started trading yet, but I do believe when they do start trading, that Grayscale is going to be selling off a lot of their Ethereum, and so it's not going the price going up is not going to be as fast as people think. On the one side, it could be because they are a lower market cap than Bitcoin, but at the same time, like there's going to be some sell-offs too. A lot of people say it's going to be a bloodbath. I don't know about a bloodbath, but it's not just going to be inflows like people think. But yeah, sorry, I'm crossing thoughts in my head. I was trying to make some more notes over here. But yeah, just don't think it's just going to be a lot of inflows. Like Thomas said, he thinks it's going to be a bloodbath. He says Grayscale Ethereum Trust launched in 2017 and accumulated most of its $9 billion worth of ETH well before there was staking even existed. Which what he's trying to say is this was before staking existed. So once they started staking it, they probably have even more of it. Not to mention, um, you know what I'm saying. This is they got more, but getting ahead of myself once again. It says these funds will be unlocked now. Expect a bloodbath. Like I said, I don't know about bloodbath, but I do feel like Grayscale is going to be selling off some of that Ethereum. So don't think it's just going to be straight up. And that's okay. That's for the people. I'm saying the statement for the people on the bullish side. This is like, oh, we're going to Valhalla, blah, blah, blah. It's going to go up. I'm not saying it's not. But at the same time, there's people on the other side like, man, I don't have as much in the market as I want to have in the market. And you feel like you're getting left behind. For one, you still have time to buy some of these altcoins. Not to mention, there's still going to be some coming out. As I keep saying, I've been saying for weeks, like people keep talking, like trying to call what they think is going to be the number one token in each category, and a lot of the tokens still aren't out. I just don't think y'all understand this. Some of the top players, and I would say every mm, mm, yeah, I would say some of the top projects in every single sector, every single narrative have not come out yet, or some of the top ones. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of the top ones. And when I say top ones, if you would say percentage wise, say out of 100% of whether it's AI, gaming, RWA, whatever narrative is, a lot of the ones in the top 5% of these narratives have not come out yet. That's not even top 10%. Like the top 5% of a lot of narratives haven't come out, so you still have time. Of course, we got to see where they what valuation these projects launch at when they come out, so that determines, the upside you can have on these. But, I don't want you to get scared and think the market's going to take off and leave you and you're not going to have time to accumulate. As I've been saying, I'm expecting a sideways June. And once again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to keep this in order. But I will tell you why I think that is in just a minute. So don't think that you're late. Which order do I want to talk about these in? Let's see. I'll leave that one alone. I'm not going to talk about that. Um, all right, I'll probably do it this way. All right, let's do it this way. All right, so listen, this is speculation. This is not me trying to give you financial advice. This is not me trying to be a fortune teller. No, this might be too early. This might be too early. Don't get frustrated with me. I'm trying to figure out how to deliver this so you remember it correctly. Um, Let me just go ahead. I'm just go ahead and jump ahead. So this is saying that Intel. I'm jumping way ahead. Intel anyway. 30,254 Ethereum, which is $110 million transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional. Coinbase Institutional, you should know what that means. And businesses, that's not a regular retail investor or whatever. People are speculating that they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it off. Let me pull this chart up real quick. Um, and I mean, there's a number of reasons why you can see that Ethereum is probably falling at the same time. But a lot of people are suspecting like that people are they're going to sell this. So what I will say is when we were on the stream yesterday, we were talking about like people saying, "Hey, do you know why Bitcoin and Ethereum fell yesterday?" Like right before I got on the stream, there's all people saying buy the rumor, sell the news, and what people are speculating is they already got the news, either that the ETFs were not approved or that they were approved. Either way, people usually buy the rumor and they sell the news. So they knew the news was already going to come. I gotta keep this on. They already knew the news was going to come, and these are some of the bigger people, the bigger players. They knew the news was going to come, so they sold the news, even though you didn't know the news came yet. So they sold the news yesterday because that's what they do. They taking profits as people. They ride the wave up into people's euphoria, and then they take profits on your euphoria. When you're like, oh, they about to get approved, it's about the moon, it's about to go crazy. Nope, they're gonna sell the news. They're gonna because they're making profits. And then in your mind, you're like, well, why would they sell if it's going to be bullish? Because they can always buy back in. They can sell the 15% they made, and then they can buy back in later. I'm way ahead of my talk here, but whatever. Um, Let me leave that at that, and I'm gonna come back and give you something else in a minute. But yeah, so they took profits way like hours before the news even broke. That was yesterday morning. We didn't hear the news till later in the day. Well, evening time, depending on where you at. We didn't hear the news till later in the day. It was like 8 hours later, but they already had dumped their profits that they made. So you got to realize the game that's being played, which is what the thumbnail was supposed to be about. But anyway, they sent the $100 million over, and they probably sold it. Or actually, this 100 million was just this morning, to be honest. So let me pull this back out to the 1 day. So what time is that? That's about 1 a.m. They transferred this at about 5 a.m. So they transfer this around this time here. So even though the chart's been going up a little bit, this person still hasn't sold yet, I don't think. Or maybe they sold it. We don't know. Anyway, I'm saying you can just watch out for the games. So what I'm saying is don't expect it to just fly in the short term. That's what I'm thinking. I'll tell you more why later. I know y'all see me get my thoughts tied up, but it's a lot going on in my head right now that I'm trying to explain. Um, I'll save that to later. So let me just play as I clear my thoughts. Let me just, you know what? Let me play this ad here from VanEck, already advertising their Ethereum ETF as I get my thoughts together.
Could it be the fuel to a less centralized open source economy? Could it be a future with peer-to-peer marketplaces, payments, and no middleman fees? Could it be that art escapes its frame and music claims its own keys? What could Ethereum be? That's up to you and me. Enter the ether. Let your mind roam free.
So that's the ad. You guys know what happened last time we had the Bitcoin ETFs. Um, last time we had the Bitcoin ETFs, y'all know what happened. So everybody started dumping out their ads or whatever. So we're gonna see more of that. So yeah, it could be bullish or whatever. But no, I'll say my lady hates when I say that. But let's talk about this. I'm gonna read these guys' points of view. Then I'm gonna give my point of view on what I think about all this. So it says now the time starts where market participants will try to price in the Ethereum ETF accordingly. I think it's good that it will likely take a while before the ETF actually goes live, gives the market time to digest it all. What price Ethereum goes prior to the ETFs launching will come down entirely on one, how much flows are expected to come in after the ETFs go live. I've heard estimates range from 1 billion to 5 billion in the first few months of trading. For reference, the Bitcoin ETFs did 16 billion in net flows so far. Two, where Bitcoin and the overall market heads in the short term. This is one that's very important. It depends on what Bitcoin is doing and how people feel in the market. Pretty obvious, but Bitcoin will always lead the overall market, especially at its current market dominance. Whatever happens after the ETFs go live will come down to actual flows versus expectations. If sentiment towards the ETH and the ETFs is pretty pessimistic, and they end up, excuse me, they had a typo there. Surprisingly, then obvious that was pretty much just saying if it goes better, it'll spark if it goes better than people anticipate, then the price will go up. Vice versa, if the ETFs were under delivered. But at the end of the day, this is a massive win for the space as a whole. Even if there were zero inflows, having this approval is great for the long term of crypto. And so that's true. That's true. So let me try to give my take on what I feel like is going to happen. And this is not me trying to, like I say, it's not me trying to be like, oh, look, I'm correct. I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pull up this article as I talk. I'm not even gonna read this. I just need a graphic on screen. So I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 months, and one day, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna gloat about it because I've been talking about this, probably annoying y'all for like the last 2 to 3 months, probably 4 months really, saying that I don't really expect any really huge price surge until July. I don't give all my reasons why, because then people still, when I'm my thought process, and then either act like it's their own, and plus then they will have the same mindset that I have or whatever. But I was saying that I don't feel like this would go into July, and I was, like I told you, a lot of you guys, I felt like even if I was saying on the stream yesterday and the day before yesterday, I feel like even if they approve it, doesn't mean the price is going to go up immediately. Um, um, yeah, the price is not going to go up immediately because I don't feel like I did give one of my thought patterns was that, kids are getting out of school. Everybody's been working all year. Everybody's going to take that first vacation. So that first vacation is usually the end of May in June. So I don't care if you're a retail investor, you the big dogs or whatever, like they want that first vacation. Nobody's trying to pay attention to the market around that at least that 3 week span. To my thought process, right? And when I say those 3 weeks, last week of May, first 2 weeks of June, like people want to go on vacation. They are tired as hell. They're the first vacation, they need that. So nobody wants to be paying attention to the market, which is why I expect it to be sideways. And I've said I would say even up until the last week of June, maybe we start seeing some movement around there. And I'm talking about like bigger movements, right? You're gonna see some people gonna jump back in the meme coins or whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do or whatever else. But I don't feel like until really July we see some real movements. And this is aside from the ETFs. I wasn't even, when I was talking about this for the last 4 months, I was not even talking about Ethereum ETFs because I didn't even think they were coming. But for far as major market movements, that's when I see the market starting to move. So I don't feel like you should be afraid that you missing out on time to get in the market. And let me say something I always say. People always say the market, the market, the market. What is the market? It's like I keep saying, it's a person pressing the buy button, or a person pressing the sell button. But what the bigger players do, whether it be BlackRock, Vanguard, VanEck, whoever, the big dogs that play the market and manipulate it, they always set different events, and they make you think this event is why the market is moving. And so they create all these different events, whether it be the Ethereum ETFs, the trading going live, other catalysts that are coming up later in June and in July. They're going to make you think that's why the market is moving. But the market is moving because they decided that we all vacation now and we want the market to pump. Whether y'all want to realize it or not, there are people who control the market. And so, yes, they may not be controlling your lower market cap altcoins, but they're going to push Bitcoin to make the market bullish. They're going to push Ethereum to make the market bullish. They're going to do what they want to do. So let me talk about the before I get into my whole theory or whatever. So I'm just not talking out of my head. I'm gonna give you the reasons, the reasons why that are tangible to you, why the market is not gonna move. So like people been saying, so the thing that they got approved. Okay, they approved the Ethereum ETF, right? Which means somewhere in the future you're gonna be able to trade them, right? So they just approved the Ethereum ETFs. But like people been saying, that's the 19B4. And the 19B4 is just pretty much saying like, and I'm gonna put this in layman's terms so everybody understands. It's just pretty much saying, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to sell this pair of sneakers, right? This sneaker does this, the sneaker does that, or whatever. Maybe that's too much layman terms. So, but pretty much they just explaining what the ETF is, what they want to sell, how it works, what they want to sell, how it works. And like I said, this is where like they took the staking out of the staking benefit out of the Ethereum ETF. That cannot be a part of the Ethereum ETF. So this is the ground rules. It's explaining what the ETF, what is it you want to sell. But the thing they haven't approved is the what is the S1s or whatever, which is like in layman's terms, I guess you explain that like it's pretty much like, okay, let me go back. So the Ethereum ETF approval, the 19B4 or whatever, is saying what you want to sell. And then the S1 is just, even though they know all these people, it's like given their track record, how well they do in business. It was like somebody said, it's like their report card. And it's showing like the risk in investing in this particular product that you are trying to sell, the risk in investing with you, like how has your performance been as far as a person that runs ETFs or sells assets that people can buy. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll try to break it down too simple. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But anyway, so the S1s haven't got approved yet. And let's just say it that way. So that hasn't got approved yet. So that's what we're waiting for. And of course, for the ETFs to start actually trading. So it's not like unless they do something real crazy. And I mean, like rush this and it starts trading next week. I don't see that happening. A lot of people A lot of people think that it's not going to be for a couple of weeks, and that couple of weeks lines up with what I'm saying, like late June, July, before we start rocking it. So you see a lot of people who they think it's stupid to pay attention to the macro. I don't try to talk about the macro a lot because number one, it can bore people. Number two, it can put your attention in the wrong area. But I see a lot of people who, like I said, who don't understand the market. They already trying to tell their group like, yeah, get in this altcoin right now before it blasts off because we about to moon. And it's like they don't really understand how the market works. And I even saw somebody's like, somebody saying like, oh, who's this crypto Zoe guy or whatever. I was like, I've been mostly. I'm not trying to like downplay anybody, but even some of these bigger channels, like I don't know, I mean bigger. Like I've been in the space much longer than them. Like just because they have a channel before me doesn't mean they know more than me or whatever. But like I said, I see people like, you better get in this project today or it's going to fly because the Ethereum ETFs are here. And that's like, that's not how that works though. It's going to take a while probably before these start trading or whatever. And like a lot of people say, I think the same. At minimum, I feel 2 weeks. But who's to say if they blindside us? Because I mean, that's what they like to do. They like to blindside you, keep you off your game or whatever. And speaking of blindsiding you and keeping you off your game, let me talk about like my theory is what I think is. Let me pull up Ethereum real quick. So the way I think about this is, so check this out. Let's go back to the 7-day, right? So maybe a month. Let's see if we can go to a month. All right. So yeah, you can see this. So all right, this is the month chart on Ethereum, right? And so what happened is a lot of people were like bearish on whether the Ethereum ETF was going to get approved or not. And so like Ethereum's it's been trailing down. It's been, should I pull out to a year? Y'all see what's happening. Yeah. So it's been trailing down and we've been around this 3,000 area. But at one point, as you see, we went all the way down here to 28, sometimes 27,000 or whatever. And so right when the Ethereum ETF got approved, we were around 3,000, 3,100, right? So when it got wind of it that they may be approved, we shot up to 3,800. Okay. So we shot up to 3,800. And so we hanging around 3,800 right now. And so when they knew the news was coming out, hold on, my bad. I'm trying to get this thing to go slower. When they knew the news was coming out, okay, whatever. We were around 3,900, right? Before the news came out, they already sold and took their profits, right? They already sold and took their profits. Now we're like around 3,700. What you got to realize is something that you already know. They always want to scare people out the market regardless. And so what is happening right now, people are holding their positions at 3,700s because they like, well, we know the Ethereum ETF is coming, right? We know the Ethereum ETF is coming. We want a piece of the pie, blah, blah, blah. We want exposure. They don't like that. They don't like you knowing what's going to happen. They don't like you thinking that you're about to make money in this. So I feel like we got one more scare that's going to come, whether that's in Ethereum or Bitcoin, and probably going to be a collection of both. Usually they just do it with Bitcoin, but now that we got the Ethereum ETFs, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a joint effort. Once again, so if you're thinking you're late, you don't have enough money in the market, whatever, I feel like they don't like you being comfortable. They don't like you thinking you know what's about to happen. So this 3,700 is still too close to 38, 3,900 where it was when the profits went up. So I feel like they're going to use this next 2 weeks you can either say they're going to bore out people, they're going to make people so bored that they get out, or they're going to wait and see like, okay, these people are still holding 3,700. Okay, they're still buying. And I feel like they're going to take profits into the buys. That people buying into the news of the ETF potentially coming. And so in the next 2 weeks, like I said, I feel like they're going to, whether we hang around this 37, 38, 3,600 level, I feel like it's at least got to drop back to 33, 32 probably, right? Because they want to take profits, but they just seeing how bullish y'all going to get. They're going to let it sit at 3,700. They watching. They're like, okay, is retail going to buy it? Okay. They seeing if retail's going to buy it at 38, 3,900. Okay, they're not buying. All right, cool, y'all. Let's take profits at 3,700. They're not going to buy no more of this. So they're going to take profits, and I feel like it's going to drop some more. Because once again, I'm saying this because they cannot allow you to feel as bullish as them. They cannot allow you to think you know what you're doing. So they're going to scare you to make you think, oh, shoot, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. So I feel like they're going to drop the market again versus all these people like, oh, we just want to move from here. It's about to go crazy. Once again, it could happen, but this is just traditionally how I see them playing it. They don't want you to feel comfortable. They don't want you to feel comfortable. Um, so, like I said, at the same time, they could rush these. Hold on, oh, I did have my bad. I had my VPN on. If I'm sorry if I've been stuttering, I had my VPN on, so it might pause for a minute, then come back. All right, I think we're back. So yes, like I said, so anyway, they could try to surprise us, right? And they could I don't know how fast they can rush these S1s. Like I said, most people are saying like 2 weeks, 2 weeks minimum. But they could also surprise us because the thing is they always want to keep you on your toes. They always want to um, do the opposite of what we're thinking. But at the same time, I feel like with knowing they want to do the opposite of what you're thinking, I feel like they also want to take more profit. So I think we're gonna get another drop here, or whatever. And like I said, I just don't see June, like all of June, just being like up only, like, oh, it's crazy, crazy bullish. Like, um, I won't say too much of reason, more of reasons why I think that, but it just the only way I see it making sense is us having a somewhat quiet or sideways June. Um, so yeah, they're gonna take profits on your euphoria and all your hopium and all that kind of stuff is what I think. I already talked about the fact that we kind of tested 72. I was talking about for months. I said we think we're gonna go up near 72, then drop to 67. We kind of already did that. Um, but like all this other stuff. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, now this is a real hot take here. I guess I was saying, I said in my mind, I said if they do say when the Ethereum ETF will start trading, I said to me that would be a negative because I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, hey, the ETFs are going to start trading here, this date, around this time, and once again they're gonna let you buy into the euphoria and they're gonna dump on your head again. That's just what I feel like is going to happen. Yeah, so you're going to start buying the euphoria, and then they're going to take profits into your euphoria, is what I was saying. Oh, also, like I said, so the people, a lot of people saying reasons why they don't think the market is like skyrocketing now. Number one, like I said, the Ethereum ETFs have not started trading; they only have been approved. Number two, the S1s haven't went through yet. Just the 19B4s. Was it 19? Yeah, whatever. Those the only thing that ever went through. And the main one that people keep forgetting about, and it's crazy, like how distracted we can get when certain euphoric or bullish things happen. We start losing sight of everything. Um, the same reasons why I be telling people, like, sometimes I try not to think about the trading, even when y'all be asking me about stuff or whatever. I'm like, my mind is so far ahead of trying to see when stuff is going to launch, what I want to pick up, DCA. Like I got a billion thoughts going on, so it's easy to get distracted. But one thing people keep forgetting about is the interest rate still haven't dropped. So realize that they use all this stuff for distractions or whatever, and I still feel like that's going to be one of the most bullish things to happen. Um, what people might see as bullish, but what would scare me is if these Ethereum ETFs start trading in July and we get interest rates dropped in July. But a lot of people, including myself, I don't think we will get a first drop until probably like the fall. You know, all this stuff kind of worries me, y'all. I keep saying it. Y'all be thinking it's bullish. Y'all be thinking like, oh, this is dope. This is bullish news. Ethereum ETF, the market gonna fly. Like, you want a slower market. I can't stress that enough, y'all. You really want a slower market. Stop thinking that you want this to go up immediately. I keep saying that we might get a run in July, which is I feel like it's going to be a run in July where everybody's trying to predict you that alt season is coming tomorrow next week. I don't mind going against the grain. I don't mind being wrong. And there's some really big influencers saying it. And so y'all might be saying like, well, how does Zoe think he knows more than them? As I keep saying, I've been in this market way longer than some of these people with 600 and 700,000 followers. Like I've been in this market way longer. Don't mistake because I just started a YouTube channel that I'm new. I'm not new to this. But I see people just pushing people like, alt season is not tomorrow. Alt season, I don't think it's going to be next week. At earliest, if we do get some kind of crazy alt run, it'd probably be the week after next, but I could be wrong. But I just hate people making people feel like, oh, you late. You better pack everything in your bags right now. I've said too. I say you should have some type of portfolio now. You should have some types of exposure to the market, but I just think people just talking nonsense. But it gets them clicks on their posts. It gets them engagement and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, what I was saying was rate cuts. Yeah, so we haven't got the rate cuts yet. So we still got time, yo. We still got time. I think that's I thought I was going to say so much more, but that's important stuff to think about. For those of you that are probably overly bullish, like calm yourself down, and for those of you that are feeling some type of way because you feel like you don't have as as much exposure as you think, I feel like you still got time. I just don't see July. I mean, excuse me, not July. I don't see June being like parabolic moves in the market. I just don't. At earliest, maybe third week of June, but I really feel like last week. What is it? What is the calendar look? I'm pretty sure that's last week though. Mm, yeah, like I don't really see like until like the last week of June going into July before we see some stuff. Doesn't mean you won't get a little altcoin. Listen because of how people think about them. Let me say this too. When I say this, I'm talking about the big moves when the big players are really moving Bitcoin, they're moving Ethereum. That's the type of moves I'm talking about. But you got to realize retail investors, and when I say retail investors, that includes the influencers with power and all that kind of stuff. They're going to be extra bullish. They're going to be talking nonsense or whatever. So not saying that you can't get some altcoin run crazy in this, and you probably get some 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even 70% moves in some of these altcoins. But I'm talking about the overall market just going stupid crazy. That's what I don't see that happening until later. Um, yeah, I guess I covered it faster than I thought. But yeah, it seems like that 70 that I've been talking about for months, that 72 to 67 move has already kind of played out. Like I said, I know how to trade, but let me be honest, I never even attempted to try to be an expert trader. I never even attempted to. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are really good at it, and they give courses, but it's just not. It's just not the way I want to invest in crypto. From the way I've seen success come into the market, um, I never really just wanted to trade crypto. But I do know how to trade. I knew how to, know how to look at the levels and stuff. And this is not me trying to say I told you so or whatever. But I felt like tell me if I'm lying. Like, please, like, say it in the chat right now if I'm lying. That I've been talking about this for 3 or 4 months. I said I feel like they're gonna push this up to around 72 and gonna drop it back to 67. But now I haven't looked at the charts to see where it can go from here. For one, I haven't looked at the charts to see where it can go from here. Number two, never know what kind of chess moves they're trying to make right now. Always realize that they got something going on that it would take me at least 2 hours to sit down and think about all this to decide where I think the market is going to go next. But as I keep saying, I feel like we got a little time. They might scare us with a little quick push up in the next 2 weeks, but I don't see June being like crazy. But I could be wrong, so I guess I'm just talking. But anyway, so yeah, we waiting for those S1s to go through. Is what we're really waiting on. I think I covered all my notes. I think I covered all the stories. What is this over here? Let me talk about this. Oh wait, we got 2 things. We got 3 things. We got 4 things. My bad. Is that how many things is that? Oh no, there's 4 things. My bad. I'm not done. That's why I told you I was getting ahead of myself. I knew I was getting ahead of myself. That was supposed to be the last thing I covered. But back over here. Anyway, they were saying spot Ethereum ETFs. 5 things real quick. Spot Ethereum ETFs is, if approved, will likely begin trading in July and August. What I was kind of my targets that I've been seeing for months now. Galaxy Digital report. Spot Ethereum ETFs, if approved, will likely be listed on exchanges in July or August, according to new Galaxy Digital report. Spot Ethereum. Let me slow down. Spot Ether exchange traded funds are expected to clear a key regulatory hurdle on Thursday, but the ETFs, if approved, likely won't begin trading until later this summer, according to a new report. The report published Tuesday by Galaxy Digital predicts spot Ethereum ETFs will be listed on exchanges July or August. The months-long lag between the fund's potential approval and their launches marks a stark contrast to the relatively speedy listings of their Bitcoin-based counterparts. Regulators must approve two types of filings before shares of the spot Ethereum ETFs can change hands. This is what I was saying. 19B4s or proposed rule changes, and S1s or registration statements. Like I said, that lets everybody know I'm a good boy. I've did my homework, and I turn in my reports on time and all that kind of stuff, whatever. The Securities Exchange Commission approved several spot Bitcoin ETFs related 19B4s on January 4th, just 4 days before greenlighting issuers' S1 filings for the funds. But for the spot Ethereum ETFs, the timeline between the decision making on those two groups of filings will likely take weeks or months, not days, according to the report. Spot Ethereum ETFs have significantly greater risk profiles than spot Bitcoin ETFs, which could prolong the regulator's decision making on the funds, Galaxy Digital said in their report. The process for approving the funds and listing them on traded platforms could also take longer due to a variety of decentralized applications built on top of the Ethereum network, according to the report. Those dApps, said the researchers, add a range of possible disclosable items, which could make it more difficult for spot Ethereum ETFs to secure the final regulatory approval to begin trading. So pretty much what I was saying, but I want to let you know that other people saying this too is just not out of my mind. This is not some stupid idea that I made up myself. So as I've been saying for months, I don't see this being a crazy month. I'm gonna just blow through this next one. This is what I was talking about yesterday. Show you proofs that XRP trading on Coinbase is now available in New York again. But as y'all see, the price hasn't really moved. So find you another altcoin to make money on. Does it mean that XRP and Ripple doesn't have partnerships? Doesn't mean that it won't go up. But for the type of gains I'm looking for, that's XRP is not going to get that to me. I got three more things. So anyway, so this says after Ethereum dropped, this is important. So it said after Ethereum dropped, a whale panicked sold 7,921 Ethereum at a price of 29.7 million USDT. But I think they put 30 something million into this, but they panicked sold when the price dropped. What I'm bringing up this story not to make fun of anybody. I'm making the story up to say, I'm finna annoy y'all again. Bring back Matic again. Matic at one point was almost 2 cents. It dropped 50%, and it sat at a drop 50% for 8 months. And what will happen with a lot of you guys, you'll see your altcoins bleeding, and you'll be like, well, I see more people bullish on this one. I see people talking about this one. I'm going to just drop this one and get into this one. I know for the ones that I put out are very good tokens or whatever. So you may sit there and not make gains for a while. Other people have contrasting views. They were like, well, I want to be with the market is performing. What I want to be with the altcoins that performing. The bigger caps perform better at this time. So you can get in this and get 40%. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a crap about no 40% right now. And people are like, what? But if you put this money in, you make 40%, that gives you more money to put back in the alts. I'm gonna tell you, your mindset, no matter who you think you are, you're psychologically, once you start making 40 and 30% on these bigger tokens, you usually will forget about the other ones. Everybody likes that. They want to act like, well, I make my money on the bigger alts first, and then I put it back into the smaller alts. They don't do that. This a lot. They don't do that. What happens is you go find something. I'm just throwing out a number. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just giving you a scenario. You go find something that's performing well. Not saying there's anything bad with it. It's performing well. It's at 500 million or a billion market cap. You go and you make 20, 30% on that. And once again, I have some blue chips in my bags too, but whatever. So you go make 40% on that. And you're like, well, I'm going to go put it back in this lower altcoin because that one is not performing right now. I think it's going to sit there for a minute or whatever. But you went and made your 40% over here in the bigger altcoin. I'm not saying this is stupid, but you make your 40% over there. But what you don't realize is that lower altcoin is already 3x. So you really didn't win. So that's why I say you have a basket of blue chips over here that you do invest in. And if I have a basket of blue chips or lower risk plays, I sit those there and I let those do what they're gonna do. I feel like I pick some good ones early, let them do what they're gonna do or whatever. And then I'm focused really on my degeneracy over here with my altcoins or whatever. But what I'm saying is I brought this article up to say that a lot of people, you'll see some of your altcoins bleeding and you just start dumping them because you're like, I lost 50% on this, man. This trash junk, man. I'm sick and tired of this, man. I lost 50. I put $1,000 in. This jumped down to $500. I'm so sick of this token. And then you go and dump it, and then this sucker goes and does a 60x. Like, please monitor your emotions, y'all. If you need this, especially if you're my Patreon, if you need to re-ask questions like, hey, Are we still bullish on this? Do you think this is still going to move? Whatever questions you need to ask. But some of y'all get so aggravated. Even be honest, some people get aggravated on a 20% drop. Man, I put $1,000 in this junk and now it's $800. Stupid junk. I lost my money throwing this junk. I see people doing it. I see them doing it on Twitter, Reddit. I see people doing it on and when you go on a coin market cap and you see like people making comments, this trash junk, I lost money on it. This junk dropped 50%. And I'm just like, what do y'all think this is, bro? Like, this is crypto. It's very volatile, but that's usually how you make your money or whatever. But a lot of people don't be having convictions and stuff. And so a lot of people gonna be sad. I just go on some of these, especially like I said, between Twitter and coin market cap. And now, I might go in there and be looking at a token. And then I just look at the comments. You see a lot of people saying this. Ever since I got in this token, it's done nothing but fall or whatever. And when you look at when the token launched, it'd be 30% down. I'm like, I know a lot of y'all are new, but stop tripping. Stop being emotional. And as they say, you should, only invest as much as you're willing to lose anyway. But as I keep saying on my channel, not even when I say it, don't just take my word for it. You should be doing your own research, your own due diligence with the information I give you to find out why you should be bullish on this. I even see a lot of people that are, like I said, this is not trying to be competitive, but that lead Patreons or have YouTube channels. Like, y'all keep going in and out of tokens because you don't have any conviction yourself. You don't even know what you're doing. So you're like, we're in this token. No, we out of this token. We in this token. We out of this token. Oh, look, I got a new token. We out of this token. I got a new token. We out of this token. It's just like, you don't know what the crap you're doing. So people ask me like, I got some, some of them, they sit still, but some of them drop and they drop and they drop and they drop. And people like, I know you're going to change his mind. No, I'm not changing my mind. I know what I invested in. So I'm cool with it. But a lot of people don't really find conviction on stuff. And so, I can't force you to have conviction on stuff. But don't be like this person that bought $30-something million worth of Ethereum. And at that show, they really didn't know what they was doing, because I'm not the most bullish on Ethereum, but it's going up from here. I put that 30-something million they put in there. I feel like at minimum, they could have made it 42 million, right? But you got to have conviction. So, I mean, they panic sold at the worst time. And so let me say this clearly. If I haven't said it, they sold at a loss. I probably didn't say that clearly, but yeah, they sold at a loss. So don't be that person. But I will, let me say this. I will say this too. Sometimes, say if you, let's say you took my word, you took somebody else's word, you took your own conviction and you put all those together and you bought an altcoin, right? And then all together with how you feeling, this altcoin has failed a little bit and you feel like you lost conviction on it, and it's at a 30 million market cap. You say, man, I don't know if I feel bullish on this token anymore. Now, if you feel like you found something else more bullish around that same 30 million market cap, wait, let me clear that. Let me clean that up. Hold on. Let me clean that up real quick. Not just the market cap, because different tokens have different vesting schedules. They're going to have different dilution. So if you factored all that stuff in and you got a token that you believe could do a 50x, right? And it's not been performing well, and you see this other token over here, you feel like maybe it's going to do the same 50x, then maybe you can trade out. But you do want to have conviction in what you hold it. But like I said, sometimes y'all lose conviction a little bit too early. And let me hit these last two real quick. But I think I don't want to keep reiterating the same thing, repeating. Two things I want to cover. I'm gonna go through this one, and then we'll get the comments, questions, and concerns. I'm not even gonna, I will read it. Okay. It says Binance announces the delisting of major cryptocurrencies. If y'all don't know, Binance is still the biggest. Coinbase is not bigger than Binance. They're the biggest exchange. So I don't know why they delisting some of these, but it's just information for y'all to know. That's my job, to bring y'all the information. It says Binance has announced the delisting of several margin trading pairs involving popular cryptocurrencies. Like Say, Sui, Chess. What are some of these other ones? MDX, Alpaca. Does it have a full list? Binance Margin will delist several margin trading pairs on May 31st. Cross margin pairs such as MDX to BTC, Say to TUSD, okay, Sui to TUSD, as well as isolated margin pairs like Alpaca BTC, Arkham T. I was gonna say some news on it too. Chess BTC. Let me put this in the chat because I'm sorry, I'm just getting annoyed. But this is the margin trading pairs that they're because I want to get to some other stuff too. Let me put that in the chat. So yeah, But I mean, you usually want as many, whether it's spot trading, futures trading, leverage trading, whatever. It's usually more bullish when you have more ways to trade pairs with us. I don't know what the decision making was behind this, but it's just news for you. And this last thing. So this last thing I want to say is I kind of say on my channel, I try to break stuff down so everybody can understand it. Um, my job is here to help people. As I keep saying, my goal here is not to grow this channel or grow Patreon or whatever. It's to help people that come to this channel, help people that join the Patreon, and to also help you help your family members and your friends. I still got people I'm trying to convince in crypto. I sent one of he's like my little brother. I sent him. I know he gets annoyed because he's just been brainwashed by his friends and whoever else he's been listening to about NFTs and stuff. So I sent him like 4 or 5 articles this morning trying to show him the politics, the politicians voting on the different bills. So he stops thinking that it's just some digital crap that was made up in the metaverse or whatever he thinks about it. But anyway, this is something that you can show, maybe something you can show to your friends and family or whatever, to make them realize that this is real. Show them the stuff about the politicians voting on the different acts and the bills and all that kind of stuff. Trump being bullish on it. Show them how much is involved in politics and as well. I like this little thing here.
Continue straight. You've arrived.
The open internet has changed a few things in our lives.
Boots here.
Understatement of the year, right?
Come on, stay focused.
You name it. And the internet's changed it.
How much is this?
Pronto este.
But guess what the internet hasn't changed? Money. Yep. You know, moolah, bacon, dough. USDC is money with all the benefits of the open internet. So it moves fast, across borders, real or virtual, and accessible by anyone. Whether you work local or global. Alone or with a few other people. USDC is the digital dollar made for everyone.
I just really like that ad, and just I mean you can share that with your friends and family, whatever, showing them how you can how easily is to move money, and how connected to the internet it is. Well, I think it's just a good ad. If you're just trying to convince, or maybe trying to convince your wife, and she thinks you crazy for investing in crypto, and she thinks it's all a scam or whatever, you can show that to her, and all the other stuff. Maybe I should share some articles and stuff in the group, stuff that I share with my friends and family, trying to show them what's going on. But let's get to these comments, questions, and concerns and all that good stuff. And I will say, if you beforehand, because I always do this last, but if you want to join the Patreon and some help in navigating the market and getting into some where was that? I just saw. Oh, get into some better plays. You can join the Patreon at patreon.com/cryptozo. Sorry, I got Zoom and all kinds of stuff open. I had some new messages. But yeah, patreon.com/cryptozo. Let's see, comments, questions, and concerns. Here we got Crypto Rose. I guarantee they're already ripped Kabosu coins on. Yeah, one of them already rugged actually too. Yeah, there was a bunch of them. I'm not touching it, man. It's just like they start running those things so early. And here's the other thing. I just try to tell people with meme coins. I see people talking about certain meme coins. You got to understand what's a short-term play and a long-term play. So people always ask me, hey, Zoe, you going to get in this meme coin? Hey, Zoe, I saw this meme coin. I can tell the difference between something that's going to be a short-term play and a long-term play. Well, at least for the most part. Like I see a lot of people just started. I'm not knocking anybody because some of these people are decent, whatever. But whatever. But I see some people just like started. They just started talking about a particular meme coin. I was like, bro, I had that joint back when it was at 9 million. Y'all just not talking about it at two. It's like 200 million now. So that's not the stuff I'm trying to like talk about. Like I catch meme coins really early. But what am I saying? Yeah, but you can't be trying to catch every meme coin early because most of these are there for a quick pump. They're for quick gains. They're not something that's going to go into the full bull that'll be lasting later. So I'm not going to touch any of those. I literally saw like 6 of them this morning already. And one of them already like it's finished. It did a complete rug already. So be careful with that or whatever. And yeah, you want to catch these things early. Usually want to catch them before 10 million or whatever. Like I said, I mean, I see one being shielded a lot. It's like it's doggone near 200 million now, but I picked up that joint at like 9 million, like long time ago. So I mean, I'm not minding because I don't mind them pumping my bag. Um, I'm not gonna say nothing. No FUD over here. No FUD over here, sir. Um, okay. As he said, good morning, good Friday. Good morning to you too. Man, Friday comes so fast. I mean, it comes so fast. Um, Blackmore fam said, thank God it's Friday. It feels like Wednesday. I don't know how I feel like I just ended my Sunday. But I'm always cool because I do take my break. And I know a lot of people are going crazy about what's going to happen with the ETFs. And I feel like we're going to get a break here. As I said, with the Ethereum ETF approval, you think is a good time to invest in layer twos? Like, man, I'm not touching none of that. I'm not touching none of the layer twos, to be honest. I get into like a good time, maybe as far as a trade. This is my thing. I keep seeing, I'm not saying they're not going to perform well because number one, they're on a lot of the major exchanges. It will be a lot of the ones that people have access to as far as retail, but like a lot of that stuff is not what I'm invested in. There might have been two like that I've looked at, but as far as when you talk about Optimism, Arbitrum, AVAX Matic, nah, I'm not going to be. You can trade them maybe, like if you're a trader and you're doing leverage or whatever, but I'm not really touching any of those. I'm trying to make bigger money than that. Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do. Truth with eyes open said confirmation the market is controlled by people behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know why people forget that. People say the market like it's like this like just magical entity. No, it's people. And granted, like I said, you may be making money in altcoins that big dogs are not holding, but they decide when they want the sucker to run and when they don't want it to run. Whether that's, because people talk about like, oh, if it's just traditional finance, as far as like BlackRock and VanEck and Vanguard and whoever else, and then there's the whales that are in Web3 all together, they gonna move the market when they decide to. So you got to be kind of thinking how they're thinking, which is why I gave the example where I was like, I feel June is gonna be a chill month. I feel like they're going like I called it a false pump the other day. I said it's gonna be a little quick false pump. It's gonna drop back down to 67. And they might try another one because it depends on how people are thinking. But what I feel like is they're trying to watch if people are going to buy into the Ethereum news some more. And if we start trailing, if we only trail around 37, between 3,700 and 3,850 with Ethereum, I feel they're going to feel like it's boredom. Like, okay, they're not, retail is not about to pump this. Let's go ahead and take profits on their head. And then we'll drop back to 34, 33 or something like that, maybe. Some people don't believe we'll drop below 3,500 again. I mean, everybody's entitled to their beliefs, but I just feel like if we keep going sideways and if retail doesn't pump Ethereum like immediately, the big dogs are going to get tired. They're going to take their profits and they'll come back later. That's what I think. I don't know. Blackmore fam says, so should we be holding Ethereum as an investment because of the ETF? I'm not holding Ethereum. No. I mean, what we talking about? Maybe a 3 to 7x. I feel like 7x is really high, but I'm just trying to show you the range. I'm giving you the high end of the range. 3 to 7x from here, like that's not what I'm trying to make. I can make a 3-7x in like a couple of days on something else. So no, I'm not trying to hold Ethereum. Or will there be a new Ethereum ETF coin? You mean like are you saying like a meme coin? I don't know, but no, I'm not looking to pick up Ethereum. As his thumbs up, please check your inbox. Okay, all right, okay. Madman said, "Hello humans, are you AI?" Madman saying, "Hello humans." Yeah, okay. So I guess it's chill. It's Friday. No, not too many not too many comments, questions, and concerns. So who is this? I said, bro, how are you? What's the difference between OG? So the OG one that was just the introductory price. That's when I was first starting. That's for people who adopted it earlier. And a lot of people like, hey, if you open that tier again, it's not really a tier. It was just for people who are early adopters to the Patreon. The price is never going back to there. If anything, if I do even open up another wave of people, like I said, I'm really going to cap it probably 300 people. But if I do open up another way, the price is just going up from here. But the price is never going back to that price. What am I saying? What am I saying? Yeah, and like I said, if you leave the Patreon now, even if you got in at that OG price and you leave and you come back, you're gonna be paying the new price. So, like I said, that tier, if that's what you want to call it, is closed, and it was for early adopters. We're never coming back to that. I mean, going back to that price. I mean, because the value I have in my Patreon, people, and to be honest, I'm just be honest. I don't even think people in there know like some of y'all say, "Oh, I see the value, man. It's great." Blah 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 blah. But y'all have no idea. When the market starts running, is when y'all really gonna see like what the I didn't even know. Like nobody was talking about this, but Crypto's old got us in there. So yeah, and I even see I saw somebody try to make it like a subliminal diss, but trust me, they got way more followers than me, but they don't know half of what I know. Like literally, this person literally has probably literally, and I say literally, I mean literally, if you do a multiplier, 200 times more followers than me. But I guarantee you on everything, bet my whole portfolio, they don't know as much about the space as I do. So I mean, people can say what they want to say. But people will realize later what's going on and stuff. So yeah, that's the price. It's very cheap for what I offer. So yeah, people can do with that information as they will. Uh, what you got? What you got? Why is it my streaming software over here stuttering? I feel like somebody just commented. I know it's a comment trying to come to this. Oh, okay. Now we go. It was stuttering. My bad. Said for lifetime membership, what would be the price? Bro, can you join via crypto payment? I'll be honest. I really want to start crypto payments, to be honest. And I usually just try to let people pay by the month because, like I said, I'm not trying to trap anybody. Hold on just a minute. I'm gonna answer you in a minute. I'm not trying to trap anybody in the Patreon. My bad, y'all. I'm not trying to trap anybody in the Patreon. A lot of people do lifetime because they just want you to stay in there. You can never leave after that. So that's not my goal. I like people to decide if they want to go, they can still go. But yeah. Oh, I must have read your comment wrong. Oh, what is it right now? I think it's around 1,500, something like that, right now. Blackmore Fam said definitely worth it, no joke. I guess that's 1,000,000,000%. Yeah, people don't realize. Like I don't, I try to. And some people say I should stop doing that, but I try to put out as much information I can about our picks and stuff like that. And as time goes on, like I said, there's going to be a lot more projects coming out, and I stand by the statement that for most of the narratives, for every single narrative, there's a lot of projects in the top 5% that are going to be the biggest projects in those narratives that are not out yet. And with that said, not only are the biggest ones not out yet, some of them are going to some of them are going to launch at stupid market caps that you're not going to make many gains on anyway. But there's going to be some that I feel if they don't change anything, that are going to launch low enough for us to make money on. So, yes, a lot of value in there. Like I said, people will see once they get in the middle of the cycle, like, oh dang, I should have gotten bros Patreon or whatever. But I ain't trying to upsell my Patreon to anybody. People can believe what they want to believe they can put their money where they want to, join whoever's Patreon they want to. I really don't care. And I'm gonna say that, yeah, somebody said something. Yeah, I'm gonna say y'all should know I'm a very open person. I talk about everything. That's one I think my lady said about me. Sometimes she don't, but I say what's on my mind. But yeah, so one person I was listen, y'all on here, I tell people you can say anything on my page. Say it in the live stream. Tell me if I'm lying. That I really care about the members of my Patreon. I'm always trying to look out for people. I'm I'm very lenient too. I feel like, so I have a lot of people that, and don't start trying this because don't try it. But I have a lot of people that pay late, and I'll be like, hey, you can just make sure you pay by blah 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 date or whatever. I'll like put in a note for the people because I don't control when y'all get kicked out. I said I put in a note so they know not to kick you out. Give you a couple of days to pay. And so one particular person, I've let them be late on payment like a couple of times, right? And then they came today and was like, hey, y'all kicked me out the Patreon. Y'all kicked me out the Patreon. and I paid my money. I don't know if y'all know, but on the Patreon side, I see when you pay, and the person was 5 days late, and I think we gave him like 2 or 3 days grace period. It was like, I'm leaving the Patreon because y'all kicked me out, and I made my payment. I'm like, no, you just paid today. You were 5 days late, and we were lenient about it, and so you can leave. You're not hurting me. I know y'all not used to people like this, but I keep saying I'm not trying to collect Patreon members. That's not my goal. My goal is to help people. So if you want to leave, like that's on you. You're not hurting me. I don't care. Like I make money so many different ways. Like I don't think y'all even understand. So um, those people see later on the board are like, damn, I should have stayed in there. Like so, like and the catch attitude with me when I've been lenient with you before, like that's just disrespectful. Like that's super disrespectful. When I've let you pay late before, and you talking to me like I did something wrong, and you're the one that keeps paying late. So you know, I'm about to start telling the people, the controller, just keep as soon as you don't pay, just drop them. Like it's because I try to be lenient. I understand people have life situations that happen and stuff like that. So it's crazy that person said like they was hurting me or something. Um, oh, and then I saw somebody put something stupid. I'm about to be somebody's put something stupid on my page. And because I've told you guys before, like, and some of y'all have found out. I tell most of y'all that find out don't say anything, but some of y'all come on the street like, oh, yo, you were like, I'm that guy. Y'all. Don't try me. Like, don't think I'm some small crypto YouTuber. I'm a music producer and I'm a film producer. But somebody came on and somebody was like, somebody making a rap song. I was like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I'm an all around producer. Like, I play like 20 different instruments. Like, I produce classical music. I produce film scores. I produce rap, R&B, jazz. Like, when I say a producer, don't think I'm a beat maker. Like, I'm not even like, I'm not that. So, like I said, the Patreon is not for making money. I make my residuals, my royalties, or whatever. People paying for the Patreon is just to say, hey, I want to invest in myself. I feel like you have something to offer. So then I join the Patreon, but you're not hurting me by, leaving the Patreon or whatever. But yeah, it's anyway. So I already requested a couple of months back about the same. If you remember, even if I've given a mail to regarding this, so it proves I am an OG waiting for. No, that's not how that works, my guy. Like you had to join. I've been talking. I know you be coming over here. I say you got to go ahead and join or whatever. So if you don't join, that time has passed. So you gotta pay the new price. Um, uh, Madman said, wishing everybody blessings and peace. Yeah, man. Crypto says Zoe make a beat for the intro outro. Nah, man. Listen, y'all don't realize how much time I spend on studying crypto, man. I don't have time for that. And even with even some of the between the entertainment jobs that I get, I haven't taken a lot of jobs lately because just trying to, make sure I'm positioned in the market. Because it said versus you can, I can do a job. And like I say, even when I can do a job and I can make like 10 grand in a day, like easy. And so, but at the same time, when you really see how you can flip crypto, sometimes the value is more there. It depends on what the contract is like. Depends on who is for whatever. What the contract is looking like. I might even skip it. So some of the like startup artists or whatever, they might want to offer you, like, oh, they starting out, just help them out. You like, that's not what I'm trying to do right now, whatever. But yeah, and my lady knows this. Like a lot of people are the opposite from me, but I got this really being extra humble. My mom is like super extra humble to a toxic level. And so I learned that. And so my whole life I'm being humble. So when you see me saying stuff like this, it's not that I'm arrogant. Usually I'm the person, like I usually just downplay myself. Like, and I didn't like, my lady is the one that kept telling me, she's like, I don't like when you talk like that. You say, I'm like, when I talk like what? She's like, when you say this, that, she's like, you downplay yourself and what you do or whatever. So when you see me saying I'm that guy, it's not because I'm arrogant, but I have realized like I really am that guy. Like forget even if I wasn't a music producer, how many people that can play one instrument? I play like over 20 instruments. Like I'm not some beat maker that just sits on an MPC and like I'm a full musician. Like I play piano, I play organ, I play trumpet, clarinet, tuba, guitar, bass, bassoon. I play violin a little bit, more so like contrabass. I play a slew of instruments. Like people don't realize, like you can't even see. What y'all don't realize is, one, this is temporary right here, the place we're here right now. And so what you can't see around you, there's a keyboard over there, there's a keyboard there, organ. You probably can see the guitar in the stream or whatever. But yeah, this is like an all-purpose room. Like I do my Zoom meets and stuff here, but I play multiple instruments. Like I'm a real producer. I'm not a beat maker. Like I'm a real producer. So, but yeah, and that's why I think I said on the stream before. Like if y'all eventually, y'all probably a lot of y'all, more of y'all will find out who I am because a couple of y'all have. But you can be like, why are you doing a YouTube page? Number one, because I make enough money to have leisure time. I can just chill and do crypto and talk about it and stuff like that. Um, but like I said, I feel like it's one of those things when you get so high up in life and you have a certain level of accomplishment, you start to I'm on a tangent now, so y'all can leave one. But when you get a certain level of accomplishment in life, you can forget where you came from. You get disconnected from, for lack of better terms, you get disconnected from regular people. Like I saw, what was the chick from New York who was like, she was like, these kids from the Bronx don't know what a computer is. That shows you just how removed she is. What child in 2024 doesn't know what a computer is? But that's what happens when you get far removed or whatever. And this is the last thing. I'm just gonna get kind of, I don't know, probably hippie-ish for you. But let me be honest about something. This is a big thing I'm about to say here. So one thing I realize, even with what I do, I've always been a respectable person. I've never used people. I've never did anything bad to get a certain place. But what I realize is being in the entertainment industry, music and film, somewhere in the grapevine, somewhere somebody I'm connected to, some artist that I produce for, some film company that I produce for has did something bad that caused bad blood that I'm connected to. I'm connected to their karma of the bad business they did. Especially a lot of these film producers and a lot of people in the music industry. So because I've done business with them and I've made money off something that they may have made an ill gain, I'm connected to their bad karma. So me starting this channel and help people out is to lift my karma back up from all the negative energy that I've been associated with. And to be honest, I think I may have said this on the channel before. I keep saying, like, even for the people that come on my channel when I have little bouts with different people, they're like, you're doing this for clout. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, if you don't know already, y'all that's probably trying to seek out social media clout and all this kind of stuff is not what you think it is. I promise you. Fame is not what you think it is or whatever. But one thing I've said is, like, I'm really trying to, at this point, I'm going to continue to produce film and music, but I'm cutting my ties from from the people I'm connected to. So say if I wrote a song or whatever, or I, produced a song or whatever, I'm selling those rights off. And so then at a certain point, you can, you hear a lot of other artists saying they're selling their catalogs. So y'all might be like, that's stupid. Why would they sell their catalog? If you knew the demons that people are connected to in this industry and how dirty it gets, some of y'all see it. Like, you see the stuff coming out about Diddy and this different stuff, and y'all feel like y'all understand it, but that's like only the tip of the iceberg. And so I no longer want to be connected. That doesn't mean I won't pick up the phone, talk to certain people or whatever, but I want to, like, cut all my ties. I'll just take my one check. I don't need the royalties anymore, sell my rights and to different stuff or whatever that I'm connected to, and just take that money and put it in crypto. So that's kind of like my plan later on in the cycle. Like, when I know it's going to get real bullish, I'm start cutting some of my contracts or whatever, and put that in the market. And I just want to go live free with my family. I don't want any ties to the negative energy of the entertainment industry. You can chase it if you want, y'all, but you gotta know what you're chasing. Know the stuff that's associated with. Like I say, even with the whole clout thing, like I said, I've been places where I'm just trying to go chill with my friends. And let me say this too. It's funny because people really confuse social media fame, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, with, like, real fame. Not saying I'm better than anybody, but anybody, you can blow up on Instagram for, like, jumping off bridges, or some people got the style of comedy where they just yelling and being stupid or just doing stupid stuff, and they get 200,000 followers. That's not the same. Like, people run up to you, but like I said, I've been places where one of my least favorite experiences where I was trying to go play Top Golf with some people or whatever. And what I was trying to say is, people are like, well, I don't know who you are, Zoe, whatever, but it's the difference. Like, yeah, there's people with 5 million followers that people might know, 5-10 million followers that people may know more or whatever than me. But when people know me, they like, I know you do this for real, right? So yeah, I was like at Top Golf or whatever. I was just trying to go and play my game. Mind you, nobody they don't really care who you are sometimes. Even, and I had some bigger people with me that if I say their names, every single person on the stream would know who they are. And so yeah, we're going to Top Golf and trying to whatever play or whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm laughing because I'm like, all right, they about to get you or whatever, whatever. And so is this, but it was the same with me. I'm thinking I'm about to slip through, and you got 20 and 30, 40 people trying to take pictures with you or whatever. And y'all, if you think Michael Jackson, like people like Michael Jackson, all these other people had it the worst, because it really does get dangerous. When you got 20, 30 people throwing elbows up, trying to throw like they phone up and take a selfie with you, that junk is getting dangerous, and you literally can almost get trampled. Mind you, I'm also trying to go up the steps of Top Golf too. So I'm on the steps at that. And so this is what y'all think y'all want. Y'all think y'all want this fame and attention, but you really don't. I promise you, because it's just like, it's really not worth it or whatever. Then we almost missed our time because that took like 30 minutes. And I think the most annoying one is like, granted, I am not Drake. I am not Denzel Washington or whatever. So there's going to be some people that don't know you. The craziest thing is when the people that don't know who you are, they just want to take a picture because they see everybody taking a picture with you. And then my energy, I don't like disingenuousness, like people who are not being genuine about what they're doing and, whatever. But then you got all these other people trying to take a picture with you. They don't know who you are. Like I had people, like one time I was with, well, I guess you'll notice, I was with Shaq. So I was with Shaq, and so then we were going somewhere, and then all of a sudden people like taking pictures with us or whatever. And then I got posted like all over Instagram, and people's like, I'm with Shaq's nephew. I'm with Shaq's, I can't remember. They were calling me all wrong. These people didn't even know who I was or whatever, but they were just like calling out random stuff or whatever. And just like, it doesn't feel good or whatever. But anyway, I'm just going on a tangent to say, yeah, I just, I do different stuff or whatever. So, but anyway, yeah. Sometimes y'all say y'all like when I ramble and talk about this stuff or whatever. So anyway, but yeah, y'all just be patient. I feel like we still got some time to buy in the market. The market's not completely over yet. But they can pull out something at any moment, and we don't know what happens. So just be trying to collect some bags. I probably will. I got that 70% that I said I had on the side as far as dry powder. I'll probably start laddering into some stuff. And we'll see what happens from here or whatever. But I feel like they might try to do another drop. We'll see. But anyway, it's Friday. Enjoy your weekend, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.